Hey guys, welcome to Interesting Video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Ashe supplementary guide, and we're going to be taking a look at on-hit Ashe. So basically, I think crit Ashe is just the better build for Ashe now. Pretty obviously, there's no real reason to ever build on-hit Ashe, but I decided to try it out for just one game, right? Literally just one game. I only played one game of this, and this is the gameplay you'll see later on. I mean, it is still perfectly viable, but crit is pretty much just better, so I don't really see why you would ever want to build on hit. But if you do, it's probably going to be against a tanky team, and this is the build you want to be going for. Gluttonous Greaves for the early AD and Omnivamp, into Terminus, early game, attack speed, attack damage, on-hit magic damage, stacking resistances, stacking penetrations, the works, right? Then you have Ruinous Hurricane, attacking three people at the same time, proccing your on-hit onto three people at the same time, also applying your slow onto three people at the same time. And then, of course, you have classic on-hit item Bork. Bork, of course, gives you pretty much similar stats to Terminus, a bit 80 in attack speed, physical vamp this time, and you also, of course, get the current health on-hit damage, again, pretty useful against tanks. And then Ashe actually likes going for Triforce on her on-hit builds. Now, this provides you a couple of things. Firstly, you get health for the tankiness. A little bit of 80 and attack speed again, like 30. 30 is actually pretty comparable to, like, for example, Bork or even Terminus, so pretty nice stat line there. Ability Haste helps you spam your W a bit more, although it's not very important of an ability, but having it up more often is always going to be a good thing. And you, of course, get Spellblade as well, just to proc in between. Right, and finally, your last item, in fact, your last two items are both very flexible. So, of course, if you're against magic, a lot of magic damage, you, of course, want to go for Wit's End, giving you magic resist and attack speed. Otherwise, you have a lot of other options as well, like Twin Guard or even Bloodthirster, for example. For the runes, standard ADC Dota, and for the spells, Flash, and Cleanse if you need it, but I actually like going for Ghost with Ashe. Now, I actually go for Ghost with Ashe almost every single time, because I think Ghost is just so OP on Ashe. Like, with the extra movement speed you get, plus the slow that you get on your autos, you pretty much are able to run anyone down or run away from anyone, which is what makes Ghost so OP on Ashe. And I think Cleanse is something you really only want to go for when there's an absurd amount of CC on the enemy team. But other than that, Ghost every single time. So that's it. Now let's take a look at our gameplay. Okay, so now let's get into the gameplay itself. Now, as the title suggests, right, this is going to be a complete clown fiesta, right? We basically get 29 kills in, like, I think like 22 minutes or something like that. Basically, it's more than a kill a minute. It's a complete fiesta, and it's just gonna be fighting non-stop. Now, this kind of games are really fun to play every once in a while, but let's just talk straight about it, get straight into it. So here you can see, fight starting off, I'm focusing Lucian, right? He exhausts me, I pop the Q, I'm focusing him down. I pop the Ghost, trying to run forward, flash forward, secure the kill. Now, I'm between Braum and safety, so I'm just attacking Braum here. Stun comes in from Leona. Leona tanks a tower shot, but unfortunately, I end up tanking the next tower shot, and I think the minion actually kills me. The minion wasn't there, I think I actually survived, but overall, a 2-for-1 trade with Braum getting the kill on the enemy side is actually a pretty good trade. Now here I realized Leona cleared the entire wave, so I don't actually need to go back to lane that quickly. I actually can afford to wait for my boots just a couple seconds. There we go. I secure the Gluttonous Greaves, and then I run back to lane with a very huge advantage, right? At this current point in time, I'm 500 gold ahead of Lucian, and if we get into another fight, we are basically sure to win it with the item advantage. So we really are looking to fight here on one hand, but on the other hand, we want to get this farm and not let's let it die to the tower, which is what we're doing here. Lucian and Braum are both missing. We have no idea where they've gone, but this allows us to get a freeze on our side of the lane, right? So Lucian and Braum now have to overextend a little bit, and Lucian and Braum is actually an incredible skirmishing lane, right? Like Lucian can easily proc Braum's passive, and normally they will win a lot of early game fights, right? But just because of the lead that we got at level 1, this might change, right? So here you can see a fight breaks out in the river with Viego dying. Now, unfortunately, with Viego dying, it's not going to be a 2v3, so we're just kiting out the Braum. Braum actually ends up taking a lot of damage, and you look at this, we're just killing Braum. We kill Braum here, Yone flashes in, and here we're just kiting away from the Yone, slowly killing the Yone. Now here, we commit to the kill, we kill Yone, and now we get exhausted by Lucian. There's no way out, and we end up dying. So once again, another 2 kills for 1 death trade for myself. Again, at the end of the day, I think that's a pretty good deal. Lucian got the kill this time, but, you know, we got 2 kills, and he got 1. So I think it's pretty alright. We're still 500 gold ahead of him, and it's just a complete FIESTA, right? Lucian is really strong in the early games. If you can get more kills than him in the early game, I think that's just going to be a net win because Ashe scales a lot better as well. So any of these kind of trades, I'm very happy to take. I hit level 5 now. I have ulti. Can look for a pick here. Now Yone now comes in. I'm not heavily committing to him. I'm not ulting him because he still can snap back to the ghost, which is exactly what he does here. He actually comes back in without the ghost. This is now where I go in with the ulti and kill him very easily. Braum doesn't even have the passive on me, so when Lucian actually auto-attack me there, he doesn't proc anything. You get the second kill onto the Braum, slow onto the Lucian. Lucian's at 0 mana. Unfortunately, Leona dies under the tower. Veigar now coming in. Viego goes in with the Braum. Body tries to get something done. Nothing really happens. Lucian's still very low under tower. I tank a tower shot by mistake. I'm now just trying to get plates with my huge minion wave crashing under tower. We get a plate. And I'm just focusing the tower. I get the W onto the Lucian. In case my team decides to dive, I at least get the assist. But here I just want to recall and get items, right? Now, unfortunately, they're bringing the Yone to me, so I'm going to have to run away. I try to flash forward to kill Veigar. It wasn't actually needed. Braum gets the passive on me, so I note that so I don't get destroyed by Lucian. Now, we get the kill onto the Braum once again. Lucian now running for the hills. This time, Leona is at like full HP, so she's able to tank the tower successfully. And now, Yone goes in against 3 low HP targets, but you never want to go in like 1v4. Right, so this is the very common error, right? You see like 3 low HP targets, you go in, but unfortunately, you're just one person, you get CC'd, and you just get bursted down by 4 people at the same time, and you just end up going down. Now at this point, we're not even 4 minutes into the game, or we just crested 4 minutes. We're 7, 2, and 3, which is 10 KP in 4 minutes, which is over 2 per minute, which is just absolutely nuts. I've basically been speaking a mile a minute because the action never stops, and it's not stopping now. Leona goes in, Braum hits the ulti onto me, and here Lucian comes in with the exhaust, Lucian comes in with the culling. I'm just gonna ult the Lucian here just to interrupt the culling. We kill the Braum and then follow up to kill the Lucian. Leona almost dies, but we have her back. We're able to interrupt the culling of Lucian, and we're able to secure both of the kills, putting us at 9, 2, and 3. Less than 5 minutes of the game. Now we're even gonna be able to rub salt in the wound, steal their fruit, take their plates, and unfortunately Yone comes in, and here I aggro him under the tower, which forces me to kind of walk the long way around and bait Leona in as well, giving Veigar a double kill, which is really poorly played by myself. Now you will see the super fat syndrome where like, you know, sometimes when you get really fat, like what I am now, 9, 3, and 3 at 5 minutes into the game, you kind of think you can kill anyone at any time because you're just that fat, which we really are that fat, but of course that is never really going to be true. Like currently we're 2k up on the Lucian. Lucian has a grocery cart of items, no completed item as of yet. Of course he's building towards the Essence Weaver but hasn't yet completed it. Now running back to lane, I'm thinking that at this point any fight's a good fight, right? There's no way we lose against a Lucian and a Braum who's like 2k gold behind us, or collectively they're like almost 3k gold behind us at this point. I'm trying to find them. Where are they? They're actually gone back to base, so we can't actually kill them here. We're actually just gonna go focus their tower instead, and maybe get the tower if we can. Minions are gonna run out though, so we can't exactly get the tower. And Braum now comes in with the Lucian. Yeah, you can see here that it doesn't quite work out the way I thought it would because we're super overextended. Braum hits everything onto me. Lucian procs the PTA on me, has the Essence Weaver this time, and is indeed able to kill me. So there is my first mistake of thinking that, you know what, we could do anything, but we really can't, right? We get schooled by the Lucian and the Braum. Of course, if we eat everything, and doesn't matter how fed you are, you're still just as squishy because ADCs only do more damage, right? They don't get any tankier when you get more kills. You're not buying any kind of tank items or anything like that. So off of our devs, the enemy team gets the or goes for the dragon. We get the herald, and fight is breaking out in the river. We're making our way over there. See if we can help out our team. Viego is already down. Zyra now running under tower in fear. Only Veigar and Braum are visible. Veigar with the zoning cage gets caught by Leona ulti and tries to flash forward for some reason and ends up going down to the hands of Zyra. Yone now coming in. Yone, not a very big threat at the moment, but Lucian now is a little bit of a threat because getting those kills did help him out quite a bit and helped him get back into the game just by a little bit, right? But still more than a K gold ahead of him. And we're still in really, really good shape, of course. And now, a little bit of a brief reprieve in terms of the fighting. Right? Fighting has been happening non-stop this entire game, and will kind of keep happening this entire game as well. But a little bit of a brief reprieve. Now, honestly, I think that if I was building crit this game, I would have snowballed even harder, because crit, of course, scales very well, and the more gold you have, and the early game goal that you have, is going to help you hit your item breakpoints more quickly, and of course, then help you scale even faster and even better. But of course, we're just testing out the on-hit build just for this one game, and I really think this crit is better, but you can see what we can do with on-hit even so. Here Lucian pops the culling to clear the wave. Now this is the exact same spot that we died last time. I get hit by the Q again, get hit by the ult again, Lucian hits everything on me again, I just get one shot, right? This is very logical, because this is basically the game plan of Lucian Braum, right? Braum hits an auto or his Q onto you, put the passive on you, Lucian just dashes forward and just procs the passive, procs the PTA and bursts you down, and Braum even ults me to boot to make sure there's no way I can escape. Like, if he didn't ult me there, I could have tried flashing away, although honestly I doubt I could get away, because with the slow on Braum's Q, Lucian probably just dashes on me and double autos into like another auto to just stun me, and then hits his abilities on me, and I probably die anyway, so I don't think I would have gotten out regardless. However, they are not making the same mistake of overextending. They're getting completely caught out here. Braum goes down. I'm getting the ulti onto the Lucian, and flash forward to Braum Q, but unfortunately Lucian has a flash of his own, flashes away. Veigar Cage zones me and Zyra away from the Viego. Viego just goes in, tries to get the kill onto them. I try to flash forward to chase. Now Veigar and Lucian both are 1 HP. However, with the culling, I cannot just step up, because I'm going to get shredded down by the culling and bursted down, so I have to back off. Now Yone looking for a kill onto Zyra. Flash in from Leona to save the Zyra's life and to stop the Yone in its tracks. Leona W secures the kill as Lucian comes in from the Hex Gate back to the lane. Now this tower in the bot lane is still up after all this time, and we have not yet been able to secure it, which basically brings myself, Leona, Braum, and Lucian back into the lane. This time Lucian gets caught. We're focusing the Lucian. Braum ulti goes onto the wrong target, which is Leona. Braum's shield goes up in the wrong direction. Colossal mistake from the enemy team, gives us the double kill and secures us the tower. Now we're still very ahead of the Lucian, and we have been this entire time, even after we messed up that 1 or 2 times. Yone now coming in. Yone, I'm not sure what this kid is doing, but he is just running into an Ashe Leona who has CC, right? Even if he has like his E there, he dies. The only way he really gets out there is he attempts to flash and get out somehow, but he basically just gets run down. Allows us to secure his tier 2 tower as well. Now here, this is going to be a pretty funny fight. I get slowed down by Braum. I pop the QSS to remove the slow. Now I'm getting slowed again. I'm getting exhausted. I'm trying to run away. Braum is now on top of me, trying to stun me, and I have to auto him to slow him down. Now Lucian is on, Leona goes onto the Lucian as well. Now Lucian tries to dash onto me. I nearly get the trade onto the Lucian because he dashes forward very, very aggressively. Dies, and now my team is now 3v1ing the Braum. Braum goes down to the Leona, and now Yone is coming in. Yone is in a 1v3. Viego gets the Braum body but dashes back, and Veigar is now in the party. Sion, of course, happily hitting top lane tower against the Echo, and they have been in top lane the whole game, playing their own 1v1 while the rest of us are busy fighting. And just taking stock at this point, we have 20 KP in 11 minutes, right? So the fighting really doesn't stop, and we have 12k gold at this point, by far the most in the game by a country mile, and we've completed our Borg. So now on the 3-item power spike at the moment, we should be able to easily kill anybody as long as we don't get bursted down by somebody. Honestly, at this point, I don't think Yone can burst us down. I don't think Echo can burst us down just yet. I think that Veigar, however, and Lucian can easily burst us down. So here you can see, I popped the ghost. I'm just using the ghost to slowly kite. You can see I have 3 items with the Runans as well, just kiting everybody out. Using my max range, I got on 2 kills. Flash forward for the 3rd kill onto the Braum, securing the triple kill. Now Lucian's still 1 HP somewhere. I'm not gonna go near him because I'm 1 HP. I'm happy to just get the triple kill and from the wave. Let my team clean the Lucian up, and everybody is dead at this point. Now, as I said, I'm not too afraid of the Yone. He's basically been feeding. Braum is only a problem if someone is with him, of course. And Echo, I'm not sure if he's really a problem or not, right? He's 0-0 and 0, but at this point he has Lich Bane and Death Cap as well as building towards Oblivion Orb. I feel he's at the point where he might be able to just one-shot me, so I am a little bit afraid of him as well, and Veigar, of course, is a threat as well. So I'm thinking there's two big AP threats on the enemy team at this point. So I probably want to spec into some MR at some point in the game. As my team is able to secure Baron, enemy team just throws themselves at us to try to steal the Baron, and I actually pick up a triple here. Now here I'm thinking that there is a world where this is a penta. So I'm trying to ult the Lucian. I missed the Lucian, but I actually hit the Veigar by complete accident. Right? I'm running the Lucian down. I get the kill on Lucian from the Quadra. Unfortunately, there's no penta because Veigar is way too far away, and whether or not Zyra took that kill, I highly doubt I would have gotten there to get the penta. Unless, of course, Zyra waited for my entire ult duration to expire, rooted him, and attempted to give me the penta, but that's way too much to ask for a random solo queue teammate. So we're going to be happy with that Quadra kill and with how things shook out in this particular fight. So with that, we have so much gold, we back and just pick up Triforce. And I think Triforce is just a very good all-purpose item. 250 extra health. It's going to help out against everybody on their team, you know, just in terms of my extra survivability. And for the last item, I'm actually going to go for Wit's End. So top lane inhibitor has been secured. My team is overextending quite a bit. Echo actually picks up a double kill at this point. And I'm thinking this is not a very good situation because most of my team is dead. Sion is actually not ulting in. And I'm just walking forward just so I can follow up if he does anything. Now there's no wave here, so he's just tanking tower for free. Braum is blocking anything that I want to do. Yone now coming in. I go unstoppable to avoid his ulti. I believe I get the kill on him. I get the kill on Veigar. Now here I thought is a possible another penta, but unfortunately I get focused by 3 people instead of I believe that was my Sion getting focused. Now I think that if they focused him instead of me, I would have probably gotten the penta there because I was doing so much damage at that point. But unfortunately they focused me, rightfully so, and I do end up just going down. Now this is, as I said, it's like a super high kill game, but it's also a super high death game. I've died 7 times this game already, which is actually the same as Lucian, but I have triple his kills, so I guess that's a good sign. And of course, I still have the most gold in the game by like 4k gold. I'm 4k gold here of the Echo, who has the next most gold in the game. Really just a huge gold gap that I rarely ever have in a game. So we're gonna secure the red buff just before the dragon spawns. And this is actually soul for the enemy team, so we ideally want to not give them a soul for free, especially when we're this far ahead. So your Sion is basically going in 1v4. My whole team is now following up, or not really following up, but kind of in the area as well. Now Yone is coming for a weird flank and just dies basically. Enemy team now loses one of their numbers, and we're going to attempt to run down the Braum or whoever else is nearby with, you know, our slows. We are able to actually kill the Echo. However, we get stunned by Lucian. Lucian bursts us down and gets the triple, gets the Quadra, and yeah, unfortunately we don't quite win that fight. He's going for the penta here, a little bit greedy. Zyra uses everything on him and just gets the shutdown. Yeah, definitely a bit greedy there. Like, that's a Zyra with 3 full items, including a Riot License. Not so easy to kill her, and she says Flash and Ignite as well. So a little bit ambitious there, but I guess if you're on Quadra, you have to try to get the penta if you can reach the guy, right? So I guess that makes sense. Now, I think if Zyra hit that, if she hit that E, I think there's a chance she one-shots the, not really one-shots, but kills the Veigar from her basic ability damage in addition to her plant damage with the slows, right? So the last dragon is still up, by the way. Since that fight broke out not even at the dragon area, and the last dragon is still up. Unfortunately, enemy team died before my team, and they're now on the dragon, so there's a decent chance they actually secure this dragon and get the soul. Veigar is even behind me, and they do secure the soul, but this pulls them into the fight. I pop the ghost, going for the kill onto anybody basically, just running them down, popping the slows. 2 people are down already. I'm flashing forward to get the kill on Echo. Echo goes down, we get the triple. Lucian is busy clearing wave on the other side of the map, and Baron is up, so I'm pinging for Baron. Although 2 people on our team are dead, 3 people on the enemy team are dead, including our jungler, so it's just Lucian and Veigar attempting to defend against the Baron. Now in fact, Sion is in the mid lane distracting the both of them, and as long as he doesn't walk to the Baron pit, which is exactly what he's kind of doing here, it should be fine. Right, so he has actually lured them into the Baron pit, which is just horrendous, and we are able to secure the Baron just barely. Lucian blast plants himself to safety, and this is one of the most annoying things about like random teammates, right? It's like, why are you pulling them to the Baron? Like, even if you die, it's fine if we get the Baron, but if you pull them to the Baron, they might be able to steal the Baron, and that might lose us the game. So why don't you just walk the other side of the map, or just, I don't know, even just stand still and die would be better than bringing them to the Baron. But at this point, we're actually full build. We've even swapped our boots to armor boots, just because, of course, Lucian is a bit of a problem, and Yone, honestly, not really a problem, but best to just have a bit more armor. Speaking of not a problem, he just gets one shot here. Echo dashes in and has the ult out. Now Lucian here makes a mistake by dashing on me, eats the stun from my arrow and goes down. And I'm thinking maybe we can end the game here with the Baron as well. You can see I'm just running the Echo down. Unfortunately, however, I get way too overzealous and eat one entire rotation of Veigar's abilities, including his ulti, and I just get one shot. And I'm thinking, uh-oh. Like, Veigar is in one-shot territory, and of course we are in the late game, so Veigar being in one-shot territory is not a surprise. I'm pretty sure I can get one shot by both Veigar and Echo at this point, although Echo has not really been focusing me. So I'm thinking that probably it would be a good idea to get maybe a Maw. At this point, as double magic resist items could be the way to go. Even maybe a full tank magic resist item could be the way to go as well. So you can see here, I changed the Wit's End to a Maw, because Maw gives me more AD, and I think it's a little bit more magic resist, because I have enough attack speed at this point. I think Maw probably provides me more value than Wit's End. And Elder Dragon is now up. Myself and Sion have just respawned. Sion is ulting mid lane apparently. And actually cuts the enemy team off with pretty nice angle there. And we secure the Elder, and now it's time to chase the enemy team if we can. Enemy team is running for the hills for obvious reasons. And I'm just getting the mid lane push in, because if we win the fight, we could maybe end the game here. So getting that mid lane wave in is very important. We have secured triple inhib of the enemy team, and it's going to be difficult for the enemy team to defend against all these super minions. However, Zyra just completely loses her mind, gets caught in the cage, runs straight into the walls, and just dies for free. Viego is not yet here. I get ulted by Braum once again. I have to pop the QSS to avoid Veigar's combo, flashing away. Veigar 1 HP at this point. I make sure to finish him off with my Q, but now I'm getting focused by like 3 people again, and I end up dying, because even with Elder, how can you survive getting focused by 3 people? Sion dies as well, and only Viego is left with the enemy bot lane and jungler still alive. Now, I'm not sure what Viego is doing here. Why would you go in 1v3? I mean, you have Elder, but you're not going to win 1v3. Viego is trying to escape with his life. And the only reason why he managed to escape with his life is because the enemy team has to defend their base against the super minions. Otherwise, he would have died for sure. And we would have been in a lot of trouble, because Baron is going to be spawning soon, and Viego is, of course, our jungler. So now at this point, I'm realizing that, you know, the Veigar just does so much damage. Even with a Maw, it's kind of not enough. So I actually sell the Triforce, and I actually buy Wit's End again. So now I have double magic resist items. Hopefully I can survive the Echo and the Veigar. But yeah, I mean, I have so much gold at this point. I can easily buy and sell items. I have like way too much gold. I'm making my way over. I'm safely in the back line. Yone taking a bunch of damage. Yone goes down to Viego. I'm slowly killing the Braum, because Braum is just getting slowed down. Gets the dash away onto the Lucian, and they don't have a jungler, so this should be our Baron. And with this Baron, we should be able to just end the game, because they can't really survive super minions and Baron. And they decide not to actually contest the Baron. Now, honestly, if I were their team, I would contest the Baron, because I think a 4v5 at Baron is probably better than defending inside my base with no towers against Baron minions. And basically, my team doesn't even have to fight to win the game, right? As long as the minion wave crashes into their base, which should be easy with Baron minions, we can just focus the Nexus and win the game. Right, so if I was the enemy team, I would contest the Baron there. Sion now ulting into the enemy team. Here I'm cautiously attacking from the back line. And here you can see, as I said, the moment the minion goes in, I can just attack the base and just end the game. However, we run out of minions, so I'm just attacking whoever is the closest target at this point. Yeah, just trying to play for kills at this point. Viego gets a triple. And unfortunately, I think I stole his penta. I think I got a kill or two there at the very end. Could have possibly been a penta kill for him. But anyways, we get the dub. And gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.